Is it trash or is it treasure? Let's find out. Stash Panda.
Last time. Gonna try and be positive. He just turns around and keeps hitting you as much as he can. I'll just keep on singing it on and on because this is the song that How? How, Mickey? How? Oh, I can swim faster. Okay, we can do this. Oh, nope, we can't. Not that round. Truly, duly scrumptious. Cook you up in a fish fry. Oh, yes! This time. Welcome back to Mickey Probably Hates Me as His Puppet Master, the game. Alright, let's see what this meat sack of a mouse can do today. Just glad we beat those green-gilled guppies.
Mickey found himself in a giant library, but he knew Mizrabel's books and bookworms were penning a not-so-happy ending for him.
You gotta watch out for them bookworms. Oh. And apparently, the A's that sound like the crabs from Finding Nemo. A. Looks like my projectiles are peppermints in this game. Did that not kill him? Oh my god, he killed me. You might notice I have a few extra lives.
Mickey found himself in a
That's because I noticed when you load up the game, you can run and go get that extra life in the main room in the castle every time. So I loaded it up, got my extra life, and came to the room where it needed to be. Ooh. These bookworms are ugly fucks. Like slugs. Oh, there we go. What are those? Sugar cubes? Oh, man. Feels like it's been a while since I've recorded. I went over to a friend's house recently, and we were testing out a board game. My brother and I made a board game over Christmas, and we were just testing it and tweaking it. So I introduced items this last time and let my friends try it out. So that was fun. Ooh. Feel like I can get on top of that spot. Oop, not if I go back from there though. That was fun. Oh man, wanted to get those gems. Anyways, I tested it out. We made it about halfway through the board game. Everyone had work the next day, so they had to go, which was disappointing. It's looking like the game takes about 2 to 3 hours to beat, depending on how many people are playing. It's been a fun little side project. Oh, is that me in the book? It's Mickey running from the apple. Oh, the respawn! I forgot about that. It's me running from an apple. Is that as far as I can go? Guess so. Hui! Careful. Here we go.
Something about that shadow seemed awfully familiar.
Oh no.
Mickey was in a realm of dangerous delights and scrumptious scares. All around was a sea of ice-cold milkshake, but not the sort one wanted to dive into.
Holy shit. That is some runny milkshake. I wonder what the MMJ up above in the left corners for Mickey Mouse jauntily running. What is that? A Twizzler? Oh, a Squidzler or a Twizzlipus. I don't know. Oh, that's creepy. You stay away from me. Oh man. Some heavy platforming. Oh, so anyways, after I got done testing the game, I came back to my place and my brother was around and he was watching Dances with Wolves. Oh man.
Mickey was in a realm of dangerous delights and scrumptious scares. All around was a sea of ice-cold milkshake. Not the sort one wanted
I sat
to
in
dive
for a
into.
minute, watched a little bit of the movie. I told him it's kind of funny how James Cameron almost like straight up jacked that storyline for Avatar. And he was like, he kind of gave me this look like, what? And I was like, yeah, I'm being serious. I'm not just like fucking with you. And oh man, that Twizzler squid is stressful, as I always say. But I was like, here, let me describe a story for you. A man joins a native tribe. He comes to respect them and falls in love with one of the women. Then he ends up fighting with them against his own kind to preserve their livelihood. Like, what movie did I just describe? He just kind of thought about it and he was like, huh, I guess you're right. I'm like, yeah, I totally am. I said that from the first time I went to see it in the theater. But it turns out you can look it up, and I think James Cameron even like acknowledges it. Someone mentioned it to him, and he's like, yeah, it's like Dances with Wolves in space. And I guess seeing as we're playing Disney games, you could bring up the fact that Disney's Pocahontas could be thrown in that same bucket of similar storylines. You kind of evaluate them all. They have the same basic storyline. But I didn't finish the movie. I was too tired after game night, so decided to go to bed and continued on in my slumber to have a... Oh man, I didn't see that wafer was in the way. But I proceeded to have just like a very, very vivid dream. And it was interesting because I was in like a city, and I live in a city right now, but it's not what I would consider to be like a big city like New York. So think more like New York, like lots of skyscrapers, and like everything seemed pretty nice, except for certain areas of town that were like war torn. They were all run down and like destroyed. If you've seen The Last of Us, either the game or the show, you could compare the scenery to either one of those. And we were just living our lives. Things started to come to me after I had been in the dream for a while, so it's like I didn't necessarily understand what was going on right when I started dreaming, but we were just living our normal life. I was going over to a friend's flat. Oh, damn. Shit. Dang dolphins. So, anyways, I'm going over to a friend's, flat in, a skyscraper, and I don't know what for. Probably having a game night. We're just doing our normal thing, and then boom, the wall explodes.
Was hopping from cookie to cookie.
Of course, thank you, narrator. Hopping cookie to cookie. That's super helpful. But the wall explodes, and then we get overrun, and these men have an arsenal. They are armed to the brim, and there's really... Oh man, so close to that exit. But they're armed... Oh damn it. I'm gonna die before I beat this, aren't I? But they have guns out the wazoo, and they come in and they point at me, and they're like, him, grab him. And I'm like, why me? Because they don't take anyone else other than me. And they grab me and then they get the fuck out of there. So they take me outside of town, and then there's these flatlands. Trees are very scarce, maybe just in the riverbeds and stuff like that. And
the fourth rainbow gem was there for the taking.
Is that it?
Piece of cake.
No boss fight? Or was it? Shit. Shadow Mickey!
Hey you! I mean, me! Stop!
You bastard.
Shadow Mickey snuck up behind our hero, grabbed the gem, and made a culinary escape.
Of course he did. Into the library, it looks like. Alright, we made it through that stage. Just one thing after another, Mickey.
I need that gem to save me! Come back!
Don't you nana-nana-boo-boo me. Ugh. Oh, he's just gonna be taunting me the whole way, isn't he?
Hey, how did you... Wait! Aw, come on, stand still, why don't ya?
Oh, man.
Ah! Oh,
Oh, boy. It's a chase! Anyways, back to my story. I'm being taken prisoner to these flatlands. Trees are scarce, and they take me to a bunch of trees where they have this encampment, and there's a bunch of campers from like the 60s and 70s there, like very old, run down, outdated living conditions, and they tie me to a post for what seems like
Not again.
3 days. And people would walk by and they'd throw things at me occasionally. And at one point, this girl comes by and she has like tears in her eyes and she slaps me on like across the face as hard as she can. You can tell she just really winds up and gives it to me, and then she does it again. She does it twice, and I'm just like, why me? Like, what could I have done? And because I'm not the type of person who wants to hurt anyone. I'm very agreeable, and I don't wish to harm anyone unless need be. I mean, when it came down to it, if I needed to protect my friends or family, I would stand my ground. But it turns out that there was an attack earlier, and I heard this through the mumblings of the rest of the crew around. And during that attack, I was responsible for the leader's daughter's death. Oh man.
Usually Mickey enjoyed tea, but he might just stick to orange juice from now on.
Oh man. Is there something in here? I should check it out. Oh, the cubes. Gonna make this hard. So I'm responsible for the leader's daughter's death, and you can see, like, shortly after I find this out, he kind of glares at me, and he motions to his henchman to come over and
Mickey
tie me down.
Feeling he was being lured into a trap.
Of course you're being lured into a trap, Mickey. Isn't it obvious? But he gets his henchman to tie me down, and he comes over and he places his knees on each side of me, and someone brings him this container of the rankest black goo you've ever smelled in your life. It was awful smelling. And he proceeds to just, like, with hate and anger in his eyes, look at me and pour it all over my chest. And I was just like, what the hell is going on right now? And he gets up and he just leaves me tied to the ground so that, I can wallow in my stench, I guess.
There you are.
And I remember I laid there for like the day, and oh man, wonder if there's anything important up there. After sitting in the awful smell, I remember just being like, can I go wash up? Like, haven't I had enough? And in the scope of what a lot of people would like to do for revenge, I feel like that was pretty minimal, but at the time, I'm just like, I've had enough. Like, just let me go wash up. And the leader looks at one of the henchmen and he kind of nods. He doesn't look so angry anymore, but they untie me. I go to one of like the outdoor showers and clean up, And then I go kind of just like walk around the camp. They're just letting me walk around freely. And I'm like prisoner, but I'm free to walk around, and not too many people are acting like they're too upset about anything. Damn it. Son of a gun.
There you are.
Well, I guess it's nice that extra life is there. So, it gets to be nighttime at this camp, and they started a campfire, and I go to sit by the campfire. What the hell? I go to sit by the campfire, and this toddler, she reminded me of my niece when she was younger. My niece she had cute little curly blonde hair, and she couldn't talk yet, and she came over with her teddy bear in her raggedy old clothes and kind of laid down with her head on my knee, and then proceeded to fall asleep. And I was just like, that is adorable. Like, this poor girl, she just has no idea what's going on. She's not a part of any of this. And then it gets to the next morning, and I am sitting there at the edge of the trees looking out at the sunrise, and this teenager comes up.
Oh, come on. Stand still, why don't ya?
Oh man, no, not the apple. Oh my god, I hate the apple. Go, 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 go! This is the most intense tea I've ever had. No! Oh, I can make it. Alright, so back to my story. I was watching the sunrise over the flatlands, and that's one thing about, like, the flatlands is I was born and raised in Kansas originally. Very rural area. I think I've mentioned that before. But wasn't a whole lot going on there. But the one thing I miss when I haven't gone back to visit for a while is the sunrises and the sunsets. Because when it's wide open and flat like that, it's just beautiful. Oh, this gem is mine. It was as easy as that?
Finally, the green rainbow gem was his.
Gonna lock you up? Get in that bottle!
Mickey'd endured a lot of taunting from his pesky shadow, so he couldn't resist doing a little taunting of his own.
Yeah, eat it! Where are we off to now? Shouldn't there be a boss fight now?
Mickey braced himself for the next sugar-coated shock from this confectionery world. He didn't have long to wait. A gigantic red licorice dragon emerged from the melted ice cream. This was the fourth Master of Illusion.
Oh, man. I don't know which one I should jump to. I just feel like jumping every time is the best option. Do I jump on his head when he goes for the bite? There we go. Alright. No! Okay. Oh no, I jumped too early! Damn it.
Mickey braced himself for the next sugar-coated shock from this confectionery world. He didn't have long to wait. A gigantic red licorice dragon emerged from the melted
Kinda have
ice
to
cream.
focus.
This was the fourth master of illusion.
You know, it's a red licorice dragon now, not a squid. The tail was deceiving. He doesn't have much health either. Oh, damn. But neither do I. You dragon
Mickey
Twizzler,
braced himself for
you.
the next sugar-coated
Call him
shock
the
from this
Drizzler.
confectionery world.
So anyways, back to my story.
He didn't have long
Again.
to wait. A gigantic red
Watching the
licorice dragon
sunrise
emerged from
and
the
this
melted ice
teenager
cream.
comes over.
This was the fourth
And,
master of illusion.
We're just like making small talk, making conversation, just basic things. And he looks at me and he's like, you know, mister, you may think you're pretty smart, being able to put reading words down on paper and all, and not being able to write, being able to put down reading words on paper. But we're smart in our own ways too. And I was like, huh. Staring at the sunrise, contemplating this, and I'm like, you know, I guess he's kind of right. This is
Mickey
kind of a
braced himself
unique
for the next
culture,
sugar-coated
a
shock
unique
from this
way of
confectionery
living,
world.
and I don't understand why we're fighting at all.
Didn't have
And
long to
then
wait. A gigantic
all of a
red
sudden I
licorice
become
dragon emerged from the melted ice cream.
super self-aware, like I realize I'm dreaming, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is Dances with Wolves. And and I wake up. It was just so real when it happened. It just like, that's all I could think about for the next day. And I was talking to my buddy about it at work, about just like the dream, and then we got into like the movies being similar, and talked about a few other movies that are kind of the same way. Oh shit, I don't know why I did that. Come on, Mickey. Ugh. No. What are some movies that are like that I brought up? Oh man, just that
Mickey
gentle
braced
nudge
himself
is
for
all
the
it
next
takes to
sugar-coated
hit me
shock
off
from this
course.
confectionery world.
But there's like, there's like the movie Cars. Cars is Doc Hollywood.
Had long to wait.
Like a guy with
gigantic
big
red licorice
dreams
dragon
of being
emerged from the
rich
melted ice cream.
and famous.
Was the
He like
fourth master of illusion.
wrecks this small town. He gets sentenced to community service. He falls in love with the small town girl and has a shift in beliefs and values, and then decides to settle down in this small town. Oh, you bitch.
Mickey braced himself for the next sugar-coated shock from this confectionery world.
I can do this. Another one is A Bug's Life. A Bug's Life is the movie The Three Amigos with Chevy Chase,
This was the fourth master of illusion.
Steve Martin, and Martin Short. And it's like these people are being oppressed, so they go to hire these warriors to come and fight for them. And they find these performers and are under the impression that they are, you know, fighters. And the people being hired are under the impression that they're gonna put on a show. And then they find out what's actually happening, and they decide to run away. And then they have this aha moment. What the hell? We're just gonna start that over. They have this aha moment where they're like, oh, you know what? We can do this. We can fight. And I was telling my coworker, I'm like, I mean, you could be super reductive about things. Like, you talk to people that analyze stories, and they're like, yeah, a news story hasn't been written for thousands of years. And it's like, well, yeah, if you get super reductive about it, but it's like, how many times has this story about bugs been told from a bug's perspective? And he was like, well, you know, I mean, people latch on to the stories that they latch on to for a reason. It's because in some way, shape, or form they relate to it. And that's what they latch on to. And it's all about presentation. And I was like, yeah, I guess you're right. Like, I love The Three Amigos and I love A Bug's Life. Like, they're definitely two different movies. They feel very different. Oh my goodness. Oh, where's the bubbles? Got 'em! Eat that, Drizzler.
With the blue rainbow gem in hand, there were only 2 more to find. And then Mickey could search for the most precious jewel of all, his sweetheart, Minnie.
Hell yeah. You know, of the 4 stories I mentioned, if I had to rank them, I would say Dances with Wolves would be close to the top.
Mickey had managed to secure both the 4th and 5th rainbow gems. But was he running out of time? Could he still get to Minnie before it was too late?
I sure hope so. But yeah, Dances with Wolves would be towards the top. Then I did like Disney's Pocahontas. That's just from, you know, being a kid. That sort of a thing. Nostalgia probably for both of them. And then Avatar at the bottom. Just because, you know. Oh, did we make it to the mirror?
Upon an enchanted mirror. In its reflection, he saw himself, but wearing far more magical clothes.
Oh, hell yeah. Are we gonna change our magical clothes? Anyways, I think above all the mentioned ones before, I would say Dances with Hillbillies has to be my favorite version. Let's do that shit. Is there a way to solidify that? No? Oh, I wasn't even reading the bottom. You gotta unlock them. Damn it. Anyways. Yeah. Dances with Hillbillies. Top story I've ever experienced. With that same storyline. Mainly because it just felt so real. But anyways, with that, I think I'm gonna call that an episode. Until next time.